show your support by checking out these events.
You asked me what I went through on that road through hell that brought me back to you. I told you war can change a man. It broke your heart, but you tried to understand. You wish you were there for me, but baby, can't you see that you were there? In that picture in my pocket, I carried everywhere. Yeah, you were there. On those burning battlefields and in my prayers. Yeah, you were there. When the desert moon began to rise, if I could find a quiet moment in the fight, I'd read your letters, every one of them. And they gave me hope I'd kiss your lips again. You wish you were there for me, but baby, can't you see that you were there? In that picture in my pocket, I carried everywhere. Yeah, you were there. On those burning battlefields and in my prayers. Yeah, you were there. And I know you fight battles of your own, and there are days that you struggle to stay strong. But I'm here for you, 'cause you were there. And in the night you're close to me. You pull me back when my dreams take me to dark places over there. And I thank God that you were there. Yeah, you were there. You were there.
T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi, my name is Doug. I'm the president of Guardians of the Purple Heart, and we are a 501c3 approved nonprofit organization based here in southeastern Connecticut that specializes in obtaining items or services for Connecticut combat wounded veterans that aren't being met by other organizations like the VA. So what we like to think is where the VA or these other establishments have to leave off because of their corporate red tape and limitations, we can come in behind them and fulfill these needs by reaching out to the community, working with our vast network of supporters, and just coming together as a whole and supporting these Purple Heart recipients and improving their overall quality of life. A lot of people ask us how do they get involved and how do they join in on the fun with us. A lot of things you could do. Follow us on Facebook, #1, Instagram, Twitter. Go to our website at gotph.org. You can send donations, send us a message. Spread the word of what we're doing. All the Connecticut Purple Heart recipients, we are out there trying to make a difference in their lives. So please give us a hand and join in on the fun.
Hey, this is Texas singer-songwriter Sergeant Scotty Frazier, proud to have served in the United States Marine Corps and now proud to serve with music. I am honored to be interviewed by and partner with Fubar Studio, the best in military and veteran supporting podcasts. Check them out, and thank you for your service for our American heroes. Also check out scottyfrazier.com for more of my music, and check us out on Spotify, Amazon, and where all good things are streaming. Semper Fi, rock and roll.
Bring your appetite down to Big Belly Cafe, 140 Gore Street, Webster, Mass. for curbside, takeout, and indoor seating. Visit bigbellycafe.com to view their hours, menu, and order online. For reservations, please call ahead at 508-949-2433. Follow Big Belly Cafe on Facebook for weekly and daily specials. And remember, all veterans receive a discount for their recognition of service. Big Belly Cafe. Reedy's Archery, located in Middleborough, Mass. at 121 Wood Street, has been a staple in the area since 1993 and has become the one-stop pro shop for competitive target archers and bow hunters from New England. Reedy's is open Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 10 p.m. to 4 p.m. Make sure to visit reedysarchery.com and follow them on Facebook to keep up with upcoming events. Reedy's Archery, dedicated to the archer. Wolf Aviation Network is the only flight school in the area utilizing the Airwolf Simulator AATD and the specialized Part 61 training program designed to save students money while increasing safety and efficiency. Creating safe pilots is our first priority. Our flight sim is the perfect training device. It is designed to prepare students adequately before taking flight in our aircraft. Fly with us and save money. Wolf Aviation. Reserve your spot at 413-563-1929 and visit wolfaviationnetwork.com.
This is what we train for, every day.
We just received new intel that there's an enemy presence at the airstrip compound.
All those years. When you're the first to arrive, it's not enough to be ready. You have to be relentless. It's our job to control the ground and the sky, wherever they may meet, even behind enemy lines. They call us one-man air traffic control towers, but we're more than that.
Ivy Lima Charlie, break. Airfield is stable. You are clear to land.
We turn hell into an airstrip. And clear the way for others to follow.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode. I'm your host, Doug, and today we've got two individuals today. We've got Justin, who is up to the left of me, and then you got Heather, who is down below. They're with the Travis Mills Foundation, and so I'm going to hand it off to them. I'm going to let them give us just a brief background of who they are and what they do with the Travis Mills Foundation. And Justin or Heather, if you want to take it away. Either one.
You want me to go first, boss lady? I'm Justin Crockett. I'm the development director for the Travis Mills Foundation. I'm a 22-year Air Force veteran, originally from Maine, and we serve veterans around the country.
All right, I'm Heather Hemphill. I'm the executive director of the Travis Mills Foundation. So excited to be here with you today. So thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for coming on, you guys. So what it is, and what I want the viewers to know is, what does the Travis Mills Foundation, what do you guys do? I know a lot of us have probably seen the videos of Travis doing his funny things of getting his car worked on and seeing how he turns he has his one hand that just turns, and he's always making jokes about it and stuff. What stuff do you guys have for veterans that you guys offer?
Well, we have a really incredible portfolio, but it all started with our flagship family program. And that started out of Travis's identification of the family is part of the injury, right? The family suffers just like the veteran. And so why not serve the whole family unit? And so he was able to go on all of these kind of excursions. And because of the severity of his injury, he was able to bring a non-medical assistant with him. And that was his wife, Kelsey. And so they were out there and they were doing, mountain biking and horseback riding, all these things together. And they were bonding, but he was looking at his buddies like they were there by himself. He's like, what fun is this? So that's how the Travis Mills Foundation Veterans Retreat came to be. They started with buying a facility here in Maine, and they were only going to do 7 weeks a year, bringing in post 9/11 recalibrated veterans and showing them that they could live life off the sidelines in a barrier-free capacity. And so that was 7 years ago, right? We've grown a lot since then. We have developed caregivers programs, so taking care of the people that do the taking care of. We have developed virtual programming that was born during COVID. We couldn't bring people out, so we decided to meet them where they were at. That's turned out to be really successful, and we still have a very, very robust virtual program. We partner with the Georgia Aquarium to bring veterans swimming with sharks, which is really incredible. In 2020, we partnered with the Boulder Crest Foundation to bring in a program that focuses on mental health. There are lots of people out there that struggle with post-traumatic stress, and so how do you turn that stress into growth? Everybody struggles, so how do we struggle well? We are proudly doing 14 weeks of that program this year, and that serves combat veterans and first responders. And we actually just purchased a facility next door, and we're going to turn that into an entire Warrior Path campus. So we're going to be doing some expansion and serving more people in that capacity. And then we have our last two programs are our ambassador program. So we give people an opportunity to kind of give back. much like we're doing here. And then we have a recalibrate program, which was born out of the desire to continue to serve veterans after they go home. We bring them to the retreat, they have a great week, and then they go home. And so how do we continue to help them? And so we ask them to identify a barrier and then identify a solution to that barrier. And then we help them come up with that resource, whether it be, a bicycle that's adapted for whatever injury they have, or a ramp for their home so they can access it, make it a little bit more accessible, or things like that. So we're serving veterans in a lot of different capacities. It's pretty exciting.
Oh, absolutely. That's what it sounds like. And, as we were talking, you said you started in 2019, and you started out just doing like in the finance, doing the financing, stuff like that, the financial accounting type deal. Now you're the executive director of the Travis Mills Foundation, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Did you see yourself getting into filling those shoes and getting into that?
This is one of Travis's favorite stories, and I will share it with you because you get a good laugh out of it. Our previous executive director had left during in 2020. Her husband was coming home from deployment. She in January notified us that he was coming home from deployment, and she wanted to just spend more time with him and kind of focus on that. And we were all like, of course, we understand. Like, we could not be more supportive. We'll miss you, but we understand. And her last day was actually March 17th of 2020. If you remember that was the day we sent everybody home for 2 weeks. And frankly, we didn't really know what the future held for the country and the economy at that point. So the foundation decided to ultimately not backfill that position at that time. And Travis stepped in as our interim executive director. And he did a wonderful job doing that for a couple of years. But turns out he's a really busy guy. He travels a lot. And I'm sorry, I need to go address some.
No, that's okay. We'll get back to you. Justin, I believe as we were talking, you started in, was it 2021?
2022 is when I finally out-processed the military and came and started my full-time role.
Gotcha.
Foundation.
Gotcha. And, as we were talking, you were just looking at moving up to Maine, buying a house and stuff like that. What really pushed you, brought you over to, joining, going in and doing an interview for the position?
Well, so I didn't really know what the nonprofit world entailed. Other job opportunities that I had were with the state government, and that, while the paycheck and the benefits looked pretty good, I knew that I would need the itch scratched of giving back to my fellow service members. I'm a retired Chief Master Sergeant, and I viewed my role as pretty simple. My role was to take care of my commander and take care of the troops.
Yeah.
And as an E9, that's what I did. And this job is just kind of an extension of that. I get to make sure that they have what they need, and when they're here at the retreat, and my development team, we work pretty hard to make sure that this place is making ends meet and being able to put some money away so that we can grow an endowment and be around for generations to come.
No, absolutely, and that's amazing. What do you have? What do you have going on that other events that you guys may have going on? That's going to be coming up here this year, or in the future.
So we have our open house, which is on 30 June. So the campus will be open from 9 to 1. And we're going to be giving tours. Travis will be there. People will get a chance to say hi to Travis. They'll have an opportunity to buy some Travis Mills Foundation gear, get a tour of the facility, and kind of, we always say it, and you never know what we do until you've actually visited the foundation.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect opportunity for folks to come and see what we do on 30 June from 9 to 1. And then in October, we have one of our marquee fundraising events, which is our plane pull. It's on October 5th. On Saturday. We haven't put it out live yet. We still got a few loose ends to tie up, but it's where you get 20 of your buddies and you raise some money for the foundation, and you go out and compete against other teams and pull a plane. And all the proceeds go to the Travis Mills Foundation. It's a good time. We've had veterans teams out there. We've had firefighters. We've had cancer survivors and folks that, you know, they've come through and they've triumphed, and now they found us as an organization that they want to give back to. So it's a good family event. In the spring, we'll be doing our Miles for Mills, which is our 5K, 10K race.
Yep.
This year, over 1,600 runners signed up for that, so that's a pretty big deal. And all the proceeds go to support our veterans here at the retreat.
Nice. And you know, as we were talking, you guys started out as just doing was it seven weeks out of the year. Now you guys are up to what, 40 is what
42 weeks this year, yeah.
42 weeks out of what, 52. So that's absolutely amazing. From 7 to 42, you know, 10 more weeks. It's like, oh, it's not that much more, but you know, that would definitely be like a full-time gig that's going to be going on there. But you got to have some shutdown to be able to get things situated on different platforms of doing certain things. So with that, what other events do you guys have that you guys do to raise funds for your guys' charity, and to be able to help other veterans be able to realize that, you know, there's stuff out there that helps them, that can help them, you know, get through the day and get through, you know, certain retreats, and just be able to see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So like, is there any other event, like any other stuff that you guys do to raise funds, as well as any other retreats like that will help with like PTSD and stuff like that?
So
go ahead, Justin.
You know, we do a country concert in Ocala, Florida every year. That's a great event. It's a large veteran community down there, so that's helps spreads awareness and lets other veterans know that we're there. It's also a really good fundraiser for the foundation. And I think, you know, between the plane pull, Miles for Mills, we do a gala in September where we invite a lot of our big supporters out here to the foundation, and we celebrate with them and raise funds at that event as well. As far as awareness, you know, Travis is on the road a ton.
Yeah.
And doing through his speaking engagements, through our recruitment efforts, and getting the word out to veterans. You know, we're talking with folks in the warrior transition flights, in the services, as far as making sure that the word gets out so that veterans do know. That's one of the things that you know, there's not a whole lot these days outside of military service that keeps me awake at night.
Yeah.
But one thing that would keep me awake at night is a veteran needing one of our services and not knowing about us. So we do work very hard to get awareness out there in different publications, through the VA, through your local VFWs, you know, American Legions. We try to connect as much tissue with those organizations to get the word out.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you guys get the word out, like a lot of it, like commercials and stuff like that. You know, in other ways is like getting onto the like, radio shows, podcasts, stuff like that, and getting that stuff out there. Because I know, like, as we were talking, it was like you said that it was like you didn't realize there was that much stuff out there for veterans. You know, that you knew beforehand, as like, you know, nonprofits out there that are helping veterans. And so with that, it's like is what I hear from a lot of veterans that are transitioning out of the service. They're also, you know, they don't get like as you can probably speak about this, Justin, is you guys don't really get much of a reintroduction back into civilization as a civilian, compared to as when you initially entered into the military. You get that whole, like, you know, 3-4 months, 5 months, 6 months, depending on whatever your MOS is, you know, on top of your basic or boot camp and stuff like that. So, you know, that's where I'm trying to figure out is like, I mean, did you get much training or even just trying to reintroduction back into being a civilian when you were getting out?
None. None. It's been trial by fire, but I would tell you, you know, the biggest thing that I feel like that is holding veterans back in that reintegration process is asking the question.
Yeah.
You just got to ask the question. Don't be afraid. Like, yeah, my boss is Heather, and she doesn't necessarily have a military background, and I ask questions constantly, especially the first 6 months. I was in her office constantly asking her questions because I don't know what the standards are. I don't know what her expectation is. I didn't know what to wear to work. There was probably the first year that I'm like, hey, is this okay? And you know what I mean? You gotta ask the questions, and you gotta develop the relationship with your supervisor. It's still a chain of command, man.
Yeah.
And you know, any supervisor or boss worth their salt is going to want to see a veteran exceed and succeed in their workplace. So you just got to ask the question.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I feel like I do pretty well is I just make sure I ask the question and advocate for yourself. Veterans, we're not necessarily the greatest advocates for ourselves. You got to advocate for yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
This is a civilian world, man. The pay raises don't necessarily just come, you know, on the 1st and the 15th through another stripe. Like if you are doing the work and you feel like you need to develop that relationship and ask those questions.
Yeah.
Because it's a different ball game.
No, absolutely. And
I do wish that they had some sort of in processing for the military, for the civilian sector. There was no right start. There was no in processing. There was just, hey, you're out.
Yeah.
Learn to deprogram yourself.
That's what it's usually been. And you know, again, as a former NCO, it was like I was always like stomping my foot. It's time to listen up. It behoove you to listen up and, you know, take on this information because again, that's what it was. And you know, again, that's where it's like transitioning back into the civilian life. It's like, okay, you know, not knowing these organizations as the Travis Mills Foundation, you know, or other Wounded Warrior or, you know, Homeland Heroes Foundation, stuff like that, you wouldn't know those things are out there. But then again, a lot of veterans like myself and others, we all look at it like, should we ask? I mean, do we really need help? Asking for help sometimes is like kind of like, well, I don't need this help. You know, that's where a lot of some of that stuff goes. You know. So.
Yep. Oh, I would say to a veteran out there that needs help, like there's a difference between needing help and wanting something. If it's a want, maybe you don't need to throw your name in the hat because there might be someone out there that needs it worse. But if it's a need, I don't think any of these vets out there should be sitting back and not getting their needs taken care of. And there's organizations like the Travis Mills Foundation, like all those other ones that you mentioned that are out there that want to help you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's the difference between as you hit it right on the head. It's like the need or want. You know, the want is always like, well, do you need that? Is it something that you really have to get yourself through, or is it something that, you know, you just don't really need? You just want to have it because, you know, the next person has it or whatnot.
One, I would say, you know, we're pretty liberal when it comes to the, you know, I consider every family, all these veterans out there that have had injured and wounded in service or on active duty, that, you know, coming here to the foundation, that, you know, Disneyland's not an all barrier-free experience. You know, there's handicap accessible and then there's barrier-free.
Yeah.
And you make sure that these folks, if there's an activity or whatever that they want to get involved in, we make sure the whole family can get involved in that. And rather than sitting on the sidelines and not being able to take your family on a vacation, like I consider that for these guys, like that's a need, man. Like don't sell your family short, and you know, get out here.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and you know, either one of you, Heather or Justin, where can they reach you guys at, or locate you guys on, like, what social media platforms, as well as, your website?
Yeah, so we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have LinkedIn, and those are all at Travis Mills Foundation. And we have our website, which is travismillsfoundation.org, spelled, of the whole long alphabet, but there it is.
Yeah.
And so there are ways on our website to get involved. We have a get involved tab. So if you wanted to do a fundraiser for the foundation in your hometown, we have the information and a link for that. If you wanted to get involved in volunteering, we have an application on the page. If you are a veteran that qualifies for one of our programs, or combat veteran or first responder, and you're looking for path resources, warrior path resources, you can do all of that right under the programs tab. So our website has a lot of information, so definitely check that out.
Nice. And I'm going to be putting those down below in the comments, so everybody can, all the viewers, you guys can see it and be able to click on it or save it for later, or come back to the video, come back to this and see it later on, and you'll see the comments still there. None of the episodes are ever deleted. They're all there for everybody to view, and view them as many times as you want. Heather, as I know you had to go and take care of something. What other hats do you wear at the Travis Mills Foundation? Because I know everybody's got to wear more than one hat. Everybody's probably wearing 5, 6, 7 hats, whatnot, or even 100 hats of whatever everything is doing. But what other stuff do you do at the Travis Mills Foundation?
Yes, so I apologize for that. But to finish that story, Travis had been sitting in as the interim executive director, and the board was like, hey, we need somebody to really be there all the time. And so they said, Heather, congratulations. We would love for you to be the executive director. And I said, no, thank you. I am a very good finance director. And Travis is very persuasive. And so he said, thank you for accepting the job. And so here we are. But it's, in all, joking aside, it's been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. One of the reasons why I came on board for the foundation is because I had a really diverse resume and I wanted an opportunity to make a difference in an organization. And that's been really fun to be in the building stages of the foundation, right? Like 8 years ago, we didn't have a building, and the doors weren't open yet. So to be where we are now and continually developing and maturing as an organization is really fun to be part of. What hats do I wear? Well, right now, I think I'm the IT director, probably most frequently. But I try to jump in, and I'm, unfortunately in October, we lost unexpectedly, our VP of programming passed away. And she was just the most integral cog in the wheel. She was an incredible human, doctor of physical therapy. Travis recruited her from Walter Reed. She was incredible. She was a bright star, and we miss her tremendously. But Kelly taught me a lot of things, and one of those things was to be involved, right? And so now one of the areas I'm focusing on is getting really involved in programming. I didn't have to do it before because Kelly always had my back there. Yeah. But now in her absence, I'm trying to learn about all of our programming, right? Like, I'm an accountant by trade, so I didn't really spend a lot of time in a gym with amputees. But I'm learning about it, and I'm excited about it, and I'm curious about it. One of the other things I do is I have horses. And so part of the Warrior Path program has an equine module. So I've been participating in that for a while. We actually just had our 45th path class. And I recently took the reins, so to speak, in teaching that module. So every Warrior Path program, I get to spend some time with our students and teach them about connection with horses. So I wear lots of hats, to name a few.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's basically what a lot of it is. A lot of organizations, all the, everybody that's in there, it's like they're all wearing multiple different hats, usually not just one. Justin, I know as, what you were doing, but, you probably do a lot. You probably, again, you're always, as you were saying, you were always trying to make sure as an NCO that take care of, everybody below you and all that, make sure everybody's got everything. Is there any other hats or anything that you may do on a day-to-day basis or every now and then?
Well, yeah, we get a lot of requests from veterans that are not necessarily fitting within our mission set. So I kind of do the liaison piece where I try to link them up with a resource. This organization, I don't ever want to tell a veteran no, but a lot of times, sometimes their requests don't fit within our mission sets. One thing that I've noticed in the nonprofit world, it's probably the same for for-profit businesses, that once you get outside your mission set, world can get scary and you need to stay with what you're good at. So I don't try to change the organization and make us fit a veteran's need, but I try to go and find that nonprofit out there that fits that veteran's need. So I did a lot of research, a lot of connecting tissue with other nonprofits, because their need isn't invalidated just because we can't provide for them. There's other organizations that are out there that will. And the nonprofit world, I don't necessarily consider it a competition.
Yeah.
We're all doing good things, and if there's a nonprofit out there that can take care of a vet that contacts us, I try to connect them to that.
No, absolutely, and that's one of the biggest things that some people look at. And I was going to be asking that, is, well, not really asking the question of do you compete, but all the nonprofit organizations and stuff like that, they focus on one certain thing, or focus on their mission and what they can do. But there's other organizations, as you were saying, it's like we all have our own ways of, things that we do. You may handle certain things, but then say, as I know Julie Weymouth with the Homeland Heroes Foundation, they do certain things, which is getting furniture for the veterans. Could be bedroom, could be living room, it could be a kitchen. But she also has other stuff that they do. They also do gift cards. They do Christmas stuff during the winter. Holiday stuff, stuff like that. But then there's also Stephanie Marchetti with the MVOC, or Stacy and Dave with 22 Mohawks. They do other stuff. So there's always an organization, and that's where I try to do, is also try to bridge that gap, because again, we don't ever want to say no to a veteran, because again, they signed on the dotted line, to serve this country, and we don't want to say no, but we want to be able to guide them to where those foundations that are out there that can actually help them with certain things. So it's never really a no.
Yep.
And to that point, I think I say this all the time, is high tides float all boats, right? And so, we're all in this together. We're all trying to help people. And whether we're serving the same people or different people, different populations, things like that, there's no reason we can't lend a helping hand to some of these other organizations and be that connective tissue, providing people with resources and resources with people. We've been making friends with a lot of other nonprofit organizations over the last couple of years, and it started kind of organically, just making friends, and now we're working with all kinds of different organizations. Jared Allen's Homes for Wounded Warriors, right? We had the opportunity to meet them. They're a wonderful group of people, and some of their people that they're building homes for are qualified participants for our program. So we're starting to work with them and hopefully get some of those guys out here. So, and it's not necessarily monetary, friendships. We're just trying to help each other out and help serve the populations, right?
Oh, absolutely, and that's exactly what it is, and that's what I like doing here on the podcast, is to be able to get that, to be able to build that relationship with all these other organizations and be able to bring them on and be able to make that connection with, even with you guys, just like Phil and his wife with Swim with a Mission, could be, again, Julie Weymouth with Homeland Heroes. It could be Stephanie Marchetti with the MVOC. It could be Tyler, who is a VSO with the Vet Center. You name it, or Bob with, or Bill with Project New Hope. I mean, the list can go on. Many people as I know, Tim Chambers with as the saluting Marine that does it down in DC. So there's so many things out there, and so many nice to meet these individuals and be able to spread the word with everybody and be able to have that, build that, and as you said, Heather, it's not like a monetary wise or anything like that. It's always just to be able to make that connection so you can guide the veterans into the right areas of who can help who and what fits into that mission. Because again, we all are trying to do things and be able to do what we can, but there's certain things that we have to do and has to meet with that with the mission statement and be able to again help the veterans in those ways. But again, we don't want to say no to veterans. That's why we guide them to certain organizations that can help them. So again, I really appreciate it. It's definitely been a pleasure talking with you guys. You guys are located up in you guys are in Maine. If you can give you don't have to serve me. I work for a living. I was an NCO. No, good. You're good. You guys are in Maine. What, if you can, are you able to give out the address of where you guys, where your guys' office is at?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're located in the Belgrade Lakes region. So it's just outside of Augusta, our state's capital. The office address is 647 Castle Island Road in Mount Vernon. If you look us up on the internet, we have a couple different addresses. So the town line actually runs right through our administrative office. So our actual campus is technically located in Rome, but our admin office is in Mount Vernon. So if you're up in the area and you want to stop by, come to the admin office. We try to keep, we do have gates on the regular campus because we want to make sure people feel safe and comfortable when they're on campus and they're not, a circus animal for people to come look at. But so we are pretty mindful about doing tours and things like that. But if you're out in the area and you want to come by, you certainly come by the admin office. And if everybody's off campus, I'm going to take you for a tour.
Oh, absolutely. And definitely appreciate that. And again, it's like I want to be able to get this stuff out there. But again, I really appreciate it. I know it's been back and forth trying to get this going and be able to get you guys on here. But it's definitely been a pleasure and an honor to get you guys on here and talk about the Travis Mills Foundation. You guys doing a wonderful job with that organization. Keep up the great work that you guys are doing, because helping every veteran, is what the main goal is, and and just taking care of them. So again, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys and meeting you guys, Heather and Justin. Thank you so much for your time this evening, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. We are thrilled to be here, and talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah, shut up!
You suck!
Stop, in the name of all that which does not suck.
Thanks for watching Fubar Studios Veteran Reinforcement. Please make sure to check out the Fubar Studios on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and visit the website at fubarstudio.com. Fubar Studios is a Code Sinister One production.